Imagine Robert, a 67-year-old retired teacher, starting his day exactly the same way he has for the past 20 years. He rolls out of bed, shuffles to the kitchen, and immediately pours himself a large, steaming cup of black coffee. No breakfast, no water first, just straight to his beloved morning ritual. What Robert doesn't realize is that this innocent-looking habit, shared by millions of seniors worldwide, could be silently increasing his stroke risk by up to 53%. The scariest part: his doctor never mentioned this hidden danger during his last checkup. If you're over 60 and coffee the first thing that touches your lips each morning, you might be unknowingly putting your brain at risk. But here's what most seniors, and even some doctors, don't fully understand about this common morning routine. Recent groundbreaking research reveals that a specific morning coffee habit could double your risk of cardiovascular death and significantly increase your chances of having a stroke. Today, I'm sharing the hidden dangers of your morning coffee routine and 5 simple changes that could save your life. Let me start with the most important truth I share with all my clients. While coffee itself isn't the enemy, how and when you drink it in the morning can dramatically impact your stroke risk, especially after age 60, an expert in brain health. For seniors, I've seen too many cases where people suffered preventable strokes because they didn't understand the hidden dangers lurking in their morning routines. The research is clear, and the solutions are surprisingly simple. Your brain and cardiovascular system are most vulnerable in the first few hours after waking. Understanding this critical window could be the difference between a healthy morning and a medical emergency. Let's dive into the 5 key dangers of your morning coffee routine that every senior should understand. Here's what happens when you drink coffee on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Your cortisol levels, which are already naturally high upon waking, get an additional massive spike. This creates what researchers call a perfect storm. For cardiovascular stress, the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that people who drink more than 4 cups of coffee daily have a significantly increased stroke risk. But here's the critical part most people miss. It's not just about the amount, it's about the timing and what's in your stomach when you drink it. When you drink coffee without food, your blood sugar drops rapidly, forcing your heart to work harder to maintain circulation to your brain. This sudden stress on your cardiovascular system can trigger dangerous blood pressure spikes that increase stroke risk by up to 53%. The simple fix: always eat something within 30 minutes of your morning coffee. Even a small piece of whole grain toast or a handful of nuts can buffer the harsh effects on your system. Most seniors wake up already mildly dehydrated after 6 to 8 hours without fluids. Coffee, being a diuretic, makes this dehydration worse. Here's why this matters for stroke risk. Dehydration thickens your blood, making it harder for your heart to pump and increasing the likelihood of blood clots. The American Heart Association warns that dehydration can cause blood pressure to spike unpredictably, and in seniors, this can trigger what's called a silent stroke, a stroke so mild you might not even notice it happening, but it still damages your brain. From my professional experience, and supported by research from Harvard Health Publishing, I always tell my clients, your first morning drink should be water, not coffee. Your brain needs hydration to function properly, and coffee without prior hydration is like asking your car to run without oil. The simple fix: drink a full glass of water immediately upon waking, wait 15 to 20 minutes, then enjoy your coffee. This simple change can reduce your stroke risk significantly. Coffee can cause your blood pressure to spike within 30 minutes of drinking it, and this effect is strongest in the morning when your natural blood pressure is already at its daily peak. Research published in Nature's Hypertension Research Journal found that morning hypertension is the strongest independent predictor for stroke in elderly patients. Here's what makes this particularly dangerous for seniors. As we age, our blood vessels become less flexible. When coffee causes a sudden pressure spike in these already stiffened vessels, It can trigger what doctors call a hypertensive crisis, a medical emergency that often leads to stroke. The CDC reports that people with severe high blood pressure who drink 2 or more cups of coffee daily could double their risk of cardiovascular death. This isn't about giving up coffee entirely, it's about understanding how to drink it safely. The simple fix: if you have high blood pressure, limit yourself to 1 cup of coffee per day, and never drink it within the first hour of waking. Let your natural morning blood pressure surge settle first. Many seniors take blood pressure medications, blood thinners, or heart medications. What most don't realize is that coffee can interfere with how these life-saving drugs work in your body. Coffee can reduce the effectiveness of certain blood pressure medications by up to 30%, according to research from the Mayo Clinic. Even more concerning, it can increase the effects of blood thinners, creating a dangerous situation where you're either not protected enough or overprotected against clots. The timing of your coffee relative to your medications matters enormously. Some medications need to be taken with food, others on an empty stomach, and coffee can interfere with both scenarios. The simple fix: always check with your pharmacist about coffee interactions with your medications. Generally, it's safest to take morning medications first, wait 30 minutes, then have your coffee with food. Coffee doesn't just wake you up. It triggers your body's stress response by flooding your system with cortisol and adrenaline. In seniors, this can be particularly dangerous because our stress recovery systems don't work as efficiently as they did when we were younger. Research from the American Stroke Association shows that chronic elevated stress hormones damage blood vessel walls over time, creating weak spots that can rupture during blood pressure spikes. The morning cortisol surge combined with coffee stimulant effects creates what researchers call a cardiovascular vulnerability window. Dr. Sarah Johnson from the Cleveland Clinic explains that seniors who drink coffee immediately upon waking are essentially shocking their cardiovascular system when it's already under natural morning stress. The simple fix: wait until you've been awake for at least 1 hour before having your first cup of coffee. This allows your natural cortisol levels to stabilize and reduces the shock to your system. Before we continue, I'm curious, what's your current morning coffee routine? Do you drink it immediately upon waking? Or do you have breakfast first? Share your experience in the comments below. Your routine might help other seniors stay safer. The American Heart Association emphasizes that if you experience dizziness, rapid heartbeat, or unusual fatigue after your morning coffee, don't dismiss it as just getting older. These could be warning signs that your cardiovascular system is struggling with your current routine. Contact your healthcare provider immediately if you experience these symptoms. Don't panic. Coffee isn't poison. When consumed properly, coffee can actually have protective effects for your brain. Studies show that moderate coffee consumption, 1 to 2 cups daily, consumed with food and proper hydration, may reduce dementia risk by up to 20%. The key is how you drink it, not whether you drink it. Whether you're adjusting your coffee routine or looking to reduce stroke risk overall, certain strategies support cardiovascular health: regular gentle exercise, consistent sleep schedules, stress management, staying hydrated, and eating heart-healthy foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids. The Mediterranean diet, combined with smart coffee consumption, can significantly reduce your stroke risk. If you're taking medications, have high blood pressure, diabetes, or a history of heart problems, your coffee routine becomes even more critical. Work with your healthcare provider to develop a morning routine that protects your cardiovascular health while still allowing you to enjoy your coffee. Let's quickly review those 5 hidden dangers of your morning coffee routine. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach creates dangerous blood sugar and cortisol spikes. Starting your day with coffee instead of water worsens morning dehydration and thickens your blood. Coffee amplifies the natural morning blood pressure surge when your vessels are most vulnerable. Coffee can interfere with life-saving medications. making them less effective or dangerously potent. And finally, coffee triggers stress hormones when your system is already under morning cardiovascular stress. Remember, this isn't about giving up coffee, it's about drinking it smarter. Small changes in and how you drink your morning coffee can dramatically reduce your stroke risk. You have more control over your cardiovascular health than you might think, and these simple adjustments can add years to your life. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden dangers in your morning routine, I'd love for you to subscribe to MindStrong After 60. We're building a community of seniors who want practical, science-based information about protecting their health and staying independent as they age. And if you're concerned about other hidden risks in your daily routine, consider watching our next video about 5 everyday habits that secretly damage your brain after 60. It might surprise you what seemingly innocent activities could be affecting your cognitive health. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, small changes in your morning routine can make a huge difference in your long-term health.